Hey guys, it's me again, Orcs Where we last left off, let's see, checking as usual. He's finally entered the Mortal Kombat tournament. It'll be now him versus Liu Kang, and the match after that may include not Luke Cage, Johnny Cage, and Rampa. So yeah, that's gonna be an interesting fight. With that being said, Deku vs. Liu Kang. Kung Lao's in the stands, like, cheering him on, like, come on, come on, Liu Kang. As Deku and him are sizing each other up. With Deku going for the first punches, teleporting in and kicking Liu Kang. Him using his martial arts to grab his leg and toss him away, with Deku catching himself on the ground. Coming in and throwing, both of them throwing their hands. Both of them are charging up punches and such with fire. The fire doesn't really hurt Deku. It's more or less the force behind it. With Liu Kang may look I don't know how big Liu Kang is, like how muscular he looks, but he doesn't look very muscular in some senses. But Deku can tell he actually hurts quite a bit. So as he's being pushed, being not tossed around, they are pretty on even footing with their martial arts skills, with Deku using his flame and such to try and get the upper hand. But it just ain't working, as anytime he lands a punch, Liu Kang hits one right back at him. As Liu Kang's like, "You are a great warrior," coming back in, Deku not saying a word. He takes his chain, wraps, and actually is able to wrap it around Liu Kang's leg as he sort of gets it after he shoots it, gets it, and is able to get it around his leg. As he then starts sort of dragging him and spinning him, even throws him at one point using the whole rope spear. There we go. Throwing him away, rushing forward, trying to take advantage of the situation. Able to mount Liu Kang and start bearing down on him with his punches, 1 2 1 2 2 1 1 1 2 2 2, trying to punch him. Is actually beating him quite bad. Liu Kang then uses his quirk, which then he blasts Deku off him, being sent back. As he uses his ability, which is a thing knows how to do, which is turn into a dragon made out of fire. Chinese dragon, as he breathes fire and hits Deku with his body. The fire not doing anything, and being hit doing a little bit, as he's sent into the wall. With the wall breaking behind him. As he then rushes forward using his two swords, slicing through the dragon, his blades being burned as they melt. Him tossing them away. Him trying to find a way. He just thinks, he's got to turn his heat up as he blasts Deku with his fire, which then is much harder than Liu Kang's at the moment, forcing Liu Kang to have to revert back into his humanoid form. As he comes fighting again and again, Deku slowly but surely tears him down. And Deku's taking his fair share of hits as well, being hit in his pinpoint accuracy in spots like his joints, his ribs, and other places that would hurt a lot. As he can feel, even at one point, as Liu Kang hit his shoulder, with a chop, he actually felt something break. As it's if you've seen his Liu Kang's little X-ray in some of the games, he blasts him sort of 1-2 as he starts chopping Deku and punching him, causing a few ribs crack, his causing a bit of breaking in his face, quite literally, his neck causing something to break there. And then that's as he's feels all the bones breaking, with him reciprocating this as he teleports, as he punches Liu Kang in the face, causing it to break. As then he teleports around, punching him in the gut or in the side, causing several ribs to crack. As then he finishes off as he grabs Liu Kang's arm, dislocating it as he pulls it down, causing all those bones to just break. As he's like arms broken, as he's trying to fight Deku off, Deku just finally is able to finish it after like roundhouse kicking him in the face around the jaw area, sending him tumbling. With that out of the way, now it's not Luke Cage, Johnny Cage. As Deku congratulated Liu Kang on doing so well in this fight, now it's Johnny Cage versus Rampa. Johnny Cage like, man, you're a big one. As he likes, so how we do this? As Rampa's like, we're just fine now, go on! As he comes rushing in, throwing his like flurry of blows, just trying to overwhelm Johnny Cage. Doing a pretty good job at it, with Johnny like being forced to like keep on jumping back and trying to dodge. Him throwing his green energy balls, but Rampa literally just punches them away. As this continues for a little while, he keeps on trying to rush him, managing to get several blows on him, cracking a few of his bones, and he's like, oh. As then Cage, I'll just call him Cage. Cage comes rushing forward, charging up some of his green energy, hitting Rampa in the ribs and in the face, causing a few ribs crack and his jaw to break a little bit. As he keeps on doing it. As Johnny Cage at one point is able to do his nut breaker. If you've seen what the thing is, he like splits and gets him right when the sun don't shine. As he hits Rampa there, it's like it's not against the rules, so as he then takes advantage of this, brings Rampa's face down right into his like knee as he brings it up, smashing it into his knee. With that, he then does a backflip, breaking his jaw even more, as Rampa is out of air, taking a lot of beatings to his skull and hitting that very special nerve, as they are all taken to recovery. As Kung Lao comes to visit Liu Kang, Deku's just like has already gone up after being healed, with him going to like meditate and such. The sponsor, well, not sponsor, but the company who had betted on him approaches him saying that he's been doing well, that even if he loses after this, they still made quite a lot from that Liu Kang fight, so they'd still be willing to honor their deal. Him going, As then Johnny Cage is waiting too, sort of being kind of intimidated, as it's like an entire fight built up, like, wow, like they're like saying not Luke Cage, damn it, Johnny Cage versus Scorpion, the movie star versus the killer, the trained assassin. Let's see who wins. As they both come walking out, Deku's still in his armor and such, with Johnny Cage coming out like, woo, yeah. Well, he's actually not going like, woo, yeah. He's taking this very serious, seeing that he had a lot of trouble with Rampa, and seeing what Deku can do from some of the earlier rounds, he knows he's gotta be serious. As they both come, as it's like, ready, set, fight, with Tundra like going like, come on, Scorpion, sort of cheering him on. He doesn't judge Deku for being a murderer. To be fair, the Lin Kuei were kind of murderers themselves, and he has killed people at a very young age as well, so there's not really that whole he's a murderer ideal with him. Deku will be 17 and 5 months by the end of the tournament. That being said and such, they continue to fight. Deku having actually a very rough time with Luke Cage, since not Luke Cage, damn it, Johnny Cage, charging up his green energy and punching Deku in the face, actually causing his jaw to like kind of crack and such, as then he reciprocates this with his flame punches, causing the same exact reaction as they trade punches, with Deku trying his best to like not overpower but out like class Cage. Cage is actually a hero. He's like one of those here he goes to hero school, gets the license to use his quirk and does movies with it and such. So he does like special effects and such. So he's a movie star / hero. And he's taking this fight really seriously, not just because Deku is a very difficult fighter as he's seen it. He also knows that he's a murderer and a hero killer. So he has some fear that Deku may end up killing him from this. So as they continue to fight, Johnny Cage charging up his fist and keeps on punching. Same thing with the kicks, sending Deku flying several times. But the same thing is done with Deku. As he charges up his an X-ray, as he dives bomb using the flames to carry him, as he then dives bomb, hitting Johnny Cage in the face. As he then kicks, like uses a powered up kick, kicking him, sending him in the air. As he then throws his spears, stabbing into Johnny Cage a little bit, and bringing him down as he clotheslines him, knocking him out. For a split second, as it's like 1, 2, like trying to for a countdown, but then as Johnny Cage just stands up, his glass is breaking. He's like, as he's bleeding, Deku like, Johnny Cage like, is that all you got? As he brings up his fist, charging forward, charging up with like his special move where he charges his body completely with it, and he's able to keep this up for like 5 minutes at a time. Coming in, punching Deku, cracking several of his ribs, breaking one of his arms as Deku tries to defend from this. His arm is broken, his leg is broken, as he's defending himself the best of his ability by holding up his arms. Deku's almost taken down, but when the green energy fades, Johnny Cage starts slowing down. Deku seeing this chance, he punches Johnny Cage right in the face, teleporting, punching him again, kicking him behind the legs, getting him to knee, as then he goes forward, grabs his face and knees it really hard, cracking his entire, busting up his entire face, as Deku's barely standing after that. As he takes a knee, coughing up some blood. With Johnny Cage on the ground, Deku stands up victorious, raising up his fist, as it's like, Scorpion is the new Mortal Kombat champion! As this is all sounded out, with the company who won upholding their end of the deal, giving him 10% of the bettings, which is quite a lot, because a lot of people were voting on Johnny Cage. Not a lot of people were voting for Scorpion. In the beginning, everyone was betting on Goro. It was spread out throughout with Liu Kang and such. People who were betting on Liu Kang, like the 1 or 2 people who were betting on Liu Kang, got a ton of money when he won against Goro. And when Kung Lao and such, they were the same amount of people were betting on Kung Lao. Because Kung Lao views himself as Liu Kang's equal, but everyone pretty much teases him in the games and such that he really isn't. Being very egotistical and such, trying to one-up Liu Kang and such. Since, well, yeah. I'm not entirely sure why, but I don't know. Going forward, with Deku bringing in all this money for this company, they thank him dearly and hand him over his section of the money. He doesn't have anywhere to put all this money, so he says he'll just draw it from them slowly but surely, saying that it'd be better for them to put it in an account specifically for him. This company isn't really underground and such. It's just more or less they partake in this, and they do set up the account for him where he can contact them through a party, a third party, saying that he needs the money and that they'll deliver it to him. Him not wanting anything that can be tracked to him, as it's the person brings the money to him, and that's pretty much it. As Deku is given the title of Mortal Kombat champion, they all hang around for a bit. With Johnny Cage not actually being kind of cool with how he lost, is that they both tried their hardest, and sure, his pride's hurt a little bit, but he did the best he could and almost took Deku down. Deku telling him this, saying, "You were a worthy opponent, Cage. If you had gone on for a little while longer, I would have lost." As giving him his form of salute with the fist over his heart. "I hope it will be an honor to fight you again in the future." As he then leaves, back for one of the cities, or back to Japan. As he leaves and goes back to Japan and such, Tundra and him speak. Him asking does he hold his brother's death against him. Him saying no he doesn't. With that being said and such, he continue to talk. What does he intend to do? Is what Deku asks Tundra. Tundra says he wishes to become a hero, trying to regain the honor that the Lin Kuei had tossed away, and try to get trust put back into him. He says he should just focus. Deku saying he should separate himself from his clan. So Tundra saying why would he do that? Deku explaining to him, how do I explain it? For as long as you stay shackled to them, you will never be rid of their dishonor. Especially that of Sector, Sub-Zero, and the Grandmaster. Grandmaster threw his own son under the bus because when he finally became too much of a nuisance, he threw him under the bus. Shirai Ryu wouldn't have never done that. Tundra kinda understanding what he reads. Dang it. As they travel back to Japan. As then Sonia and Jax actually visits Momo once again, sort of asking to talk with her alone, as they bring the information that Deku had told her. Well, told them to tell her that he says hello and he's sorry. She wondering why though. They again ask her has she had any contact with them since. Well, she's like, it's been over a year. I haven't seen him. The only time I've seen him is when he's on TV and people are talking about him. But the girls at school and such, the ones that hung out with him and I, they were so shocked, saying that how could he turn out like that out of nowhere. They never really knew, so I don't blame them. These questions being brought to him. As she continues to talk with them, saying that, oh yeah, soon I plan on going to UA. They're like, oh yeah, it's 8 months away. No, not 8, what was it? 8, yeah, 8 months away before UA and things open, isn't it? It's 9 months, but yeah. March, April, May, June, July. Yeah, it's 9 months away before they're able to get into UA and such. He's by Momo's point. Or Deku's age. As they're like, so she plans on going to UA and becoming a hero? Them asking why. Well, she says how she's always wanted to help people. That she could do that either by making things. She's incredibly smart, is what Sonia says. She could become a police officer or anything other than a hero. Why a hero? Momo giving her reasons that she wanted to be right there because of her family's position and such. Some may not want to do that, trying to just give her a nice easy job. She doesn't want that. She wants to help by fighting. And she even says thanks to Deku or Scorpion, I'm much better prepared to deal with that. As they ask her what, she going on to explain that Deku had trained her a bit. As they ask her for her to show them what he taught her, as she demonstrates a pretty great martial arts thing that she sort of augmented to fit her more better. Because Deku's very muscular and such. Much of the Shirai Ryu were very big and muscular. With her fighting style being less powerful and more pinpoint and such, but incorporating much of the same techniques. Jax asks, please don't tell me you're learning the rope spear, that's gonna be too much. She's like, no, he said that's a secret that only his family only knows, and that no one else really knows how to use it effectively or like the Shirai Ryu. Them coming to understand this. As they say goodbye to her, she tells them bye. As we cut back to Deku, as he's returned and is beating down on some thugs again. As he walks home, or walks to an abandoned factory, somebody meets him there, saying hello, as he tries to sneak up on Deku in a way, saying hello, who's there? As he turns around, oh, well, how about this? It cuts back to a few months, with a blind man sitting at a table. He's being talked to by some heroes, explaining to him a situation. When he hears the news, we have confirmed reports of the boy of Scorpion, also from the facial figures. His name is Izuku Midoriya. Midoriya ringing familiar. He sort of turns his ear to the TV. Midoriya? What's his name? Takahashi? Not Takahashi. I forget, Kenshi. There we go, that's his name. Kenshi Midoriya. Saying, Midoriya? As they, go on to explain how he's part of a crime, or part of a organization that has been gone for a while, killing several Lin Kuei operatives. As he's like, oh, Midoriya. As he then travels to Shirai Ryu village way before anyone else does. Because his daughter was Inko Midoriya. Yes. As he approaches the thing, he walks it, but he doesn't hear anything. He just smells. As he's sniffing around, he can faintly smell nothing. It's just dead quiet. As with his, walking around, he can sense something, though. He senses anger, fear, rage, everything raging around. As he gets closer, crossing the same bridge, he feels deep rage and sadness as he walks by the place where Deku was thrown off. Sort of seeing a vision as Sub-Zero holding Deku by his neck, or holding him by the neck with the sword in his chest and the arrows in his back. Him saying, any last words, Bonfire? One. As he takes off the mask. As he sees the blowing in fire, then tossed off the bridge. Then finally approaching it, he sees the final scene with Inko and his grandson. Hearing what the mother was saying, his little brother saying, where's Big Brother? As he's seeing it, as he sees Inko. Inko? As she's like, I don't know. He said he was going to help. As he got separated from us, he said for us to go there. And he starts hearing others that come around. The Grandmaster trying to settle everyone down. With him going outside, seeing the warriors of the Shirai Ryu being cut down. As the rest of the Lin Kuei come marching in. As the women and children are starting to be cut down as well. As he sees uh, Deku's little brother, Izuku, and I really haven't been able to think of a name for him. So Izuku and I don't know, Kenshi or something, named after Kinsai. There we go. Kinsai Midoriya, named after Kenshi. Kinsai, as Deku's Inko sees him cut down after giving the Lin Kuei warriors a trouble. As then he sees Inko fall, then finally the Grand Master, feeling every bit of it, actually crying to himself as he falls down on his knees. As he approaches the back door, as he feels the sadness that's just drenched over this area. Deku's misery and sorrow were high when he was dealing all this, feeling that he had failed, and feeling great rage as well. Sadness and rage, same thing. As potent, if not more so than where he was passing the bridge. Saying he must have lived. Him guessing that Deku was the one that was thrown off the bridge, seeking him out, and he's been trying to follow the trail of Scorpion for so long, going through the deepest parts of the underworld trying to find him. Finally he's able to track him back to his little hideout, with him hiding out there waiting for Deku to return, as on the final night he must have left by now. As he is about to give up, Deku finally walks in, closing the door. As he drops down very stealthily, trying to sneak up on him. As Deku says, "I know you're there. Reveal yourself." He's like, Either his senses are great, or... As he steps out, "You must be Scorpion, but I don't know you. I'm Kenshi." Deku saying the name is familiar, but from where? "You are the hero killer, Scorpion." He's like, "What is it? What do you wish from me? You another hero?" He's like, "Yes, I am, but that is not why I'm here. Tell me, what happened to Shirai Ryu? What was it like that night?" He's like, "Who are you? Answer my question, and I will answer yours." He's like, as he gives a detailed explanation, not leaving out any detail, because why would he? He doesn't use it to try to absolve his actions, or even proclaim him as some very sad hero, or trying to act the hero. He gives it to him straight, saying that it was a butcher and a massacre, that they tried to hold on, but they couldn't. He was able to cut down several Lin Kuei warriors, but not enough, as they were eventually overwhelmed and butchered. Him explaining that he saw his mother, but he didn't see his mother, but he was stabbed through the heart and shot in the back with arrows, as then he was thrown off a ledge, or off a bridge. From feeling the anger creeping back into Deku. Then saying as he returned, he saw his brother and his mother dead, butchered like dogs. "Your mother, what's her name? Inko?" As Deku takes notice of this, Kenshi going "Oh, it is. Do you know Kensai? He was my brother. Who are you?" "I'm Kenshi Midoriya. In a way, your grandfather." Deku going "No." He's like, "I'm afraid so." As he's like, "Tell me, did you see it happen?" As he's trying to see if Deku is really, Deku, he's saying, "No," as he already told him, "I was thrown off a cliff. Merely what the end result was." So he says, so now what? You'll hide in the shadows, killing for money? It is the way of the Shirai Ryu. If you've come to stop me, bring out your weapon. You may be my grandfather, but that means nothing. I thought family bonds were important to Shirai Ryu. There's one way to truly know if you are my grandfather. Test of skill, It is said I'm descended from great warriors. Descended from the Shirai Ryu, and my mother always talked about how our grandfather was one of the greatest warriors. She boasts too much. I am merely a warrior, not a great, but a warrior, or a peacekeeper. Deku says, prove it, as he brings up his swords. As they come rushing forward, Kenshi using his telekinesis with his sword skills to try and defeat Deku. Deku holding his own pretty well, using his warrior's intuition to keep up with Kenshi's telekinetic powers, taking the sword and even flying it around like a Jedi. As he comes in close trying to slash at Kenshi, both Kenshi's mastery over his quirk, he's able to make Deku pretty much sword fight on two fronts, as he takes out a tiny sword that's very similar to Nogata, I think it's something, but it's a very tiny sword. Him fending off Deku with it, while at the same time Deku's fighting on two fronts. As Deku finally gets upset, or just irritated, he charges flames, cutting through one of the swords. As he then comes rushing at Kenshi, throwing and slashing as much as he can, as when Kenshi tries to hit Deku with the sword, he merely grabs the sword. As it comes flying in towards him, he grabs it and slices Kenshi with it, causing him to lose focus. Deku then punches him right in the face, causing him to fall back, putting the sword up to Kenshi's face. He's like, oh. As he puts it up to there, he's like, so, you yield? Kenshi's like, I yield. So now, leave. He's like, it is not too late for you, Deku. Unfortunately, it is. Later on, if you had come to me, maybe. But now, his hands are stained in too much blood. Hero Society would just have him thrown in jail. As he's like, I will continue to be what I am, the Shirai Ryu, the Scorpion. Saying, it was nice talking to him, grandfather. But maybe not meet again otherwise. We will be, one of us may not leave alive. As he leaves, Kenshi's saying, good luck, grandson, as he walks out. As the others been wondering where he was, he pretty much just gives an excuse. He was trying to track down the hero killer for several months. Oh, alright. As he then goes on with his life. As that will be the end of this. I hope y'all have enjoyed, and for those who keep on saying Deku X female Bakugo, it's probably not gonna happen in this one. You all probably know it's, and I can't make it a harem either. Just, it's not possible. Because I never understand why people say have Deku get a harem, during their things, unless he knows them previously. Because it just doesn't make sense. They've only known each other for what, a month? A few weeks? It just doesn't make sense to me, so I never do it. That's why I always bring in some characters early to set up the relationship. That's how I do things. I can't just have him know Bakugo for 6 months then date her. It just doesn't work. And again, I'm sorry, but that's just how I think of it. That's how I gotta keep my imagination going. But I thank y'all for watching, and I hope y'all have a nice day, nice night, nice life.